Just as recent as a few years ago, Wikileaks stood for transparency, for absolute truth. These days, it looks like they're more taking partisan stances in support of Donald Trump, which leads one to wonder what has happened at Wikileaks. So in recent days, if you've checked the Wikileaks Twitter page, it has been taking stands for and against certain publications, certain figures, slamming liberal Rosie O'Donnell for, she made a wrong call in saying we should have martial law, but it just seems very uncharacteristically different from what we saw in the character years ago that won Julian Assange Peace Awards, that got him the support of so many of our greatest thinkers, of Anonymous, of people who support transparency, including myself, including for a large part the Young Turks as well, at least some of the speakers.
Yeah.
And now it's changed so much. I mean, with the recent BuzzFeed News release of unverified, as they pointed this out too, unverified documents about Trump and his connections to Russia, the PP tape, as some people are calling it. It's been interesting, to say the least. Here's at least one tweet in support, or defiance rather, of that. WikiLeaks has a 100% record of accurate authentication. We do not endorse BuzzFeed's publication of a document which is clearly bogus. And if you want to go yourself and go look at the Twitter feed yourself, you can compare it to years ago and see a decidedly different tone.
Yes.
This is also backed up by, I don't know if I could call it evidence, but pointing that way. From Julian Assange's recent or semi-recent AMA, in which people took him to task. People who call themselves, we had your back. What are you doing?
And he was super out of character for what WikiLeaks had come to be known for, which was being super forthright and honest, and he was sort of dodging questions.
Well, that's WikiLeaks' value, is honesty, transparency. I don't expect to only slam one side or the other.
No.
You've got to take them both down if you're doing this. And then we have a clear bias about releasing info about certain groups and certain people, but not others who in the old days would have also been taken to task. What is happening?
Well, and the fact that, with that tweet in particular, where WikiLeaks basically is so first of all, BuzzFeed went into this and we knew it was unverified. And WikiLeaks is now coming at it saying, not only is it unverified, we have a 100% factual account of what actually went down. It's like, what? Instead of, as you say, being open to exploring this is not verified news, but where does this come from? From a sort of obvious,
I mean, there are theories as put forward by many supporters, or former supporters rather, that Julian Assange has somehow either lost control of WikiLeaks or is in some way being coerced by the government of Russia. So if you look also back to the AMA, there are people saying, hey, use your secret keys, post something so we know what's going on. And he refused. And after that, it kind of just fell apart. And he wasn't being as forthright and going for the truth as the mission statement of WikiLeaks, or at least what it stood for in the past, had always been. There's an inconsistency here. There's something different. Something has changed. I don't know what it is. There isn't enough evidence to say what it is. But this is no longer the source of transparency and absolute truth. This is a source of championing Donald Trump. And I think if you cared for what this stood for, at least in the past, you should be disgusted by this.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because as you say, it's like the idea of, WikiLeaks was always fair about examining both sides. And to have them suddenly be so,
staunchly partisan.
Yes. It's so uncharacteristic.
So I don't know what happened. I do think something has changed to compromise WikiLeaks Julian Assange.
There's been such a huge, bait and switch that it has to be something.
Yes, and there's such a great value in the truth and being transparent and making sure that the people, the citizens of the world, know what's going on and know what's being kept from them or prioritized over them. And to lose it in this way but still carry that moniker is a travesty. It's disgusting, and that should not be happening. We need to know what's happening, and you need to stick by what your value was, at least was. Audience, what do you think of what's going on with WikiLeaks? What is your solution to what is happening? Please let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.